My child, I want to speak to you tonight in the place where the house is quiet and your thoughts are loud. You are not alone in the dark. You are being met in it. I am here. I am here. Do not be afraid of the clock when it glows 3 o'clock. Do not reach immediately for sleep as if the waking itself were a failure. Do not scold your body. Do not shame your mind. I did not design you for panic in the nighttime. I designed you for restoration, and there is a doorway in the architecture of the night that many of my children hurry past without knowing it is there. Hear me, this waking is not always a disturbance. Often it is a threshold, a hinge inside the hours where a different kind of morning can be quietly written. The impulse that tells you, shut this, shove it down, get back under, is often the voice of fear and not my wisdom. It hurries you back into unconsciousness, so the same script can keep running when you wake. I am not calling you to superstition, to clocks as omens or minutes as magic. I am inviting you to design, to rhythm, to a small obedience that changes the direction of your day. If you will give me the next 10 minutes, I will shift the weather of your morning, not by noise, not by frenzy, not by performing, but by a simple passage through a door I have placed here for your good. Let the lights stay low, let the phone stay still. Don't multitask your soul. Stay with me until 3:10 and I will meet you in the hinge. Make this your tiny yes even now. Type, I will meet you at the doorway. Let that be your first step through. I will carry you the rest of the way. My child, let me name what has been taken from you without your full awareness of the taking. Your morning has been quietly drafted before dawn, peace revised into pressure, clarity into confusion, steadiness into a tremor you cannot immediately trace. When the house is dark and your guard is relaxed, the mind begins to rehearse, and rehearsal becomes a courtroom where tomorrow is summoned and cross-examined and condemned before it arrives. Witnesses line up, the unfinished task, the comparison you never asked for, the memory of being overlooked, the bill waiting, the conversation you are dreading. The prosecutor is the old voice of fear, and it speaks with confidence because it has used your night before. A verdict is handed down in whispers. You will not be enough. You will be late. You will be exposed. You will fail. And you wake to serve a sentence you never agreed to. I see how you inherit pressure before you even open your eyes, how dread meets you like an alarm, how the catalogue of yesterday's loose ends unfurls itself across your chest. I see how old wounds volunteer to be prophets, predicting again what I have already contradicted. This is the theft, not only of sleep, but of the first word of your day, the tone of your first thought, the permission to breathe without apology in the first light. Hear me and be released. Your waking is not a spiritual failure. It is not weakness. It is not punishment. It is not proof that you lack faith or favor. It is not me scolding you. It is an exposure of a script that has been operating unchallenged, an unveiling of where fear has been writing your first draft while you lie still. And if the enemy has been using the night to preload your heart with a weight you did not choose, then this doorway is where that weight is removed. This is why I meet you here, not to accuse, but to protect, not to demand performance, but to restore design. If your day keeps starting heavy, it is often because the night has been allowed to write the first draft. Stand with me at 3 o'clock, and I will edit it with truth before the morning reads it aloud. Type, my morning will not be written in the dark. Let that be the first reversal of the verdict. My child, listen to what tries to close the door as soon as I open it. The voice says, go back to sleep. The voice says, ignore it. The voice says, you'll be tired tomorrow. The voice says, you can't afford to be awake. The voice says, this is pointless. It stacks warnings like sandbags around your heart, and it sounds practical, and it sounds caring, and it sounds responsible. But it is not wisdom. It is worry dressed as wisdom. The push to immediately shut the doorway is often a script of fear, not my counsel. I have heard it. I have heard it. Underneath those words is a deeper claim. Stillness is unsafe. If you stop, the silence will expose you. If you listen, you will hear something you cannot handle. If you open the door, the flood you have held back all day will take you. That is the deeper story the night has been telling you, and I am here to contradict it. I want to name the lies plainly. The first lie: if I'm awake, something is wrong with me. Hear me, nothing is wrong with you for waking. I am not accusing you in the dark. I am meeting you in it. I designed thresholds in the night where restoration can begin before the sun. The second lie: I must fix everything right now. Night is not for fixing, it is for yielding. You are not on trial, you are on my arm. I hold tomorrow, you may lay the tools down. The third lie: rest and prayer are luxuries for people with easier lives. No, rest and prayer are the provision for people with real burdens, the place where I restore you and reframe the day that waits. They are not indulgence, they are oxygen. Replace the script with this truth: I am not rushing you. I am slowing the river. I am not demanding performance. I am offering presence. You do not need an hour. You need a faithful 10 minutes with structure. From 3 to 3:10, we will receive what is true. Name what is loud. Replace what is false. Align with one small act and seal your sleep and your morning. This is not pointless. This is how the verdict is reversed before sunrise. Type: I have time for stillness. Let that be the sound that keeps the doorway open. My child, let me show you the architecture. A doorway is not where you live. It is where direction is set. Entrances decide how a house is entered and which rooms are filled first. Thresholds determine the traffic of thought, the angle of movement, the story that will echo in the halls. There is a foyer to your day, and 3 a.m. when it wakes you is that linteled place where the hinge of intention sits. In the structure of your hours there are foundations and there are doorways. Foundations hold the weight, but doorways set the way you walk. If you rush past the entrance in fear, you import chaos into every room. If you pause at the threshold with me, you choose which light fills the house. This hour is a quiet corridor between yesterday's residue and tomorrow's demands. A hall where the noise has not yet moved in, where the dust of yesterday is settling and the traffic of tomorrow has not begun. In that corridor, I straighten your frame like a plumb line. I reset your true north. I whisper the first word that will color all the others. I built the world with rhythm. There was evening and there was morning. A cadence I wove into creation, and I rested to model a pattern, not from need but to teach you design. My sun slipped into hidden places while it was still dark, not because the crowds were unimportant, but because a day's direction is set in the unseen. Restoration is drafted where eyes cannot see, and then revealed in the light. Hear me and be free of confusion. This is not a command to deprive yourself of sleep. It is instruction for what to do if you are already awake. It is not asceticism, not heroics, not performance. It is alignment. You do not build a camp at the threshold. You receive direction there, and you pass through into rest again under covering. Give me the doorway, and the rooms will be different. Now I am going to walk you minute by minute, 3 o'clock to 3:10, so you are not guessing in the dark, so the corridor becomes clear, so the threshold does what thresholds are made to do. Set the way you walk into morning. 3 o'clock. My child, set the first boundary of the doorway. Do not grab the phone. Do not open a screen to distract the ache or to flood your mind with someone else's urgency. Do not start solving, listing, drafting, defending. Do not punish yourself for being awake. Let the body remain in rest posture, on your side or on your back, not at the edge of the bed ready to rise to the desk, not braced to run. If you need a small mercy, take a sip of water. If you need light, keep it dim like moonlight, not a sun you must stand under. This minute is for receiving, not for proving. Now, the micro-liturgy of your body. Soften the jaw. Let your teeth unmeet. Drop your shoulders. Do not hold the ceiling up with your traps. Unclench your hands. Let them be open, empty, blessedly unproductive. Take 2 breaths that are slower than you want to take. Unhurried in. Longer out, like a tide that refuses to be commanded by the storm. Feel the mattress hold your weight. Let the bed do its work. You are not responsible for suspending yourself in the air. You are not required to earn oxygen. Hear me and let shame release its grip. This is not failure. This is not weakness. This is not you falling behind. This is not a sign that tomorrow is already lost. This is not the moment to make promises you cannot keep or oaths you do not need. This is the doorway, and I am standing in it with you. The voice that accuses has had too much say in the night. It is silenced here by my presence, not by your performance. Receive my prayer over you, spoken in the dark. I am here. I am here. You do not have to strive to be held. Let these words settle deeper than the hurry. Let them do the first work while you do not work at all. For these 2 minutes, your only obedience is to be present, to breathe, to refuse the whip of shame, and to allow me to meet you before a single task is lifted. This is how the night begins to change the morning, by being met, not managed. 3:02. My child, now we turn on a small light. Not a flood lamp, not interrogation, just enough brightness to see what has been rustling in the corner so it stops pretending to be the whole room. What stays vague grows. What is named shrinks to its true size. Vague fear multiplies in the dark like shadows on the wall. Clear words put borders around it so your hands can carry it to me. Transformation begins when you stop calling the weight normal and start calling it by its true name. Ask this one simple question without editing, without spiritualizing, without performing. What is the first thought that tried to greet me? Turn it into a single sentence and let it be plain. I am behind. She is disappointed in me. They will see I am not enough. The bill will crush me. I will fail that meeting. My chest is tight because of what I cannot fix. Do not tidy it. Do not correct it. We are not writing your testimony. We are locating the noise. Now sort what is loud so it cannot sprawl. Is it an unfinished task, the email, the appointment, the mess that still waits? Is it relational tension, the conversation unresolved, the text unanswered, the face you fear meeting? Is it an identity accusation, a voice that says you are lazy, you are dumb, you are an imposter, you are too much or not enough? Is it grief or an old wound flaring, a date on the calendar, a scent that woke the body's memory, a sadness with no words? Is it financial or work pressure, numbers that do not meet, a deadline that breathes hot, a supervisor's gaze that feels like judgment? Place the sentence in one of these rooms. You do not need 5 rooms open. Choose the loudest 1 or 2 and close the others for now. Apply the filter that guards your heart from false ownership. Ask, is this mine to solve at 3 a.m.? If not, set it on the nightstand of my care and do not pick it up until morning light invites wise action. Ask, is this mine to carry alone? If not, imagine my hand under it and say out loud, even this will not be carried by one set of shoulders. Ask, is this mine to control? If not, release your grip, open your palms where you lie, and let your hands learn the truth your mind resists. Keep it gentle. You are not excavating trauma tonight. You are naming what is loud so it stops roaring. This is a nightlight, not a search party. One clear sentence, one true category, one honest filter, and watch how the breath lengthens, how the chest loosens, how fear returns to its actual size. I am here. I am here. You have named the noise. Now it will not name you. 3:05. My child, listen. You do not win the night by forcing sleep. You win by changing the words that will follow you into morning. Lies are not merely resisted, they are replaced. If you only push them back, they wait at the edge of your mind and rush in when you exhale. If you fill the space with truth, there is no empty room for them to reclaim. I am going to give you 3 sentences. They are not magic, they are alignment. Say them slowly. Say them like bread you let dissolve on your tongue. Let them become the new headline over your interior morning. First, before I produce, I belong. Before I prove, I am loved. This contradicts the world that measures worth by output and the old voice that taught you affection was earned. Be still and know that I am God, and know that you are mine before your hands do a single thing. Your value is not negotiated at dawn. Your identity is not under review. Let the jaw soften as you say it. Let the chest release as the verdict lifts. Type, I belong before I produce. Let that be your new internal headline. Second, I will not be sustained by panic. I will be sustained by God. Panic mimics power and steals strength. It shouts, but it cannot carry you. Come to me, weary one, and I will give you rest. I restore your soul under my covering. Breathe the longer exhale and feel what sustains you is not adrenaline but my nearness, not crisis but care. Third, I receive today's steps. I release tomorrow's imagined disasters. I give daily bread, not a lifetime's inventory at once. A lamp to your feet, not a stadium's floodlight. Dwell under the shadow of the Almighty and let the unknown future be covered while you take the next faithful step I give. Whisper it. I receive what is given. I release what is guessed. Now speak all 3 again, steady and unhurried. Belonging, provision, direction. Each one a stone placed in the doorway. Each one resetting the path your feet will find when the light returns. I am here. Let the truth hold you where fear used to hurry you. 3:07. My child, a doorway needs a hinge. Words set intention, and one small act turns the intention into a direction you can feel in your bones. Not a performance, not heroics, a hinge. One quiet decision before sunrise that proves to your nervous system and to your habits that you chose me here. This is alignment, not achievement. It is how you build a new morning while it is still night. Choose only one. Do not do all 3. Option A, write a 3-line release list. On paper or in a small note, 3 lines only, no more. Line 1, I release, name it. Line 2, I release, name it. Line 3, I release, name it. Fold it or lay it face down and say, I have placed these in your keeping. The limit is part of the obedience. The boundary is part of the blessing. Option B, write 1 sentence of instruction you sense I am giving. 1 sentence, not a paragraph. My child, it may sound like this. In the morning, begin with quiet and let me set the first word. Or send the apology without self-defense. Or eat and drink before you open the inbox. 1 sentence that carries my tone, clear, kind, specific. Option C, choose a single first faithful step for morning and define it simply, not 10 steps, not a schedule, just the first. When I wake, I will put my feet on the floor and say, before I produce, I belong. Or I will open the message and write the first line only. Or I will step outside for 2 breaths and remember who sustains me. Name the step, where it happens, and within the first 5 minutes of your day. Hear the boundary language and let it guard you. This is not a to-do list. This is not planning the whole day. This is not optimization or self-improvement theater. This is direction setting. This is a hinge. Choose one. Close the rest. If anxiety surges even here, let the body agree with the decision. Feel your feet where they rest. Place one hand on your chest. Take the longer exhale. Say with me, I am safe enough to rest. Again, I am safe enough to rest. I am here. I am here. A changed day often begins with one quiet decision made before sunrise. You have chosen it. Now we seal it so the old voice doesn't steal what was built in these minutes. 3:09. My child, now we seal the doorway. Hear me. The goal is not to stay awake. It is to ensure fear does not escort you back into sleep. You have stood in the hinge. Now I place my hand over it and bless your rest. Do not try to hold this moment by force. Let it hold you. Surrender, not strain. Covering, not control. Receive this spoken covering and let your body agree. I cover your mind and your body, and your breathing and your tomorrow and your relationships and your work. I cover your house and your room and your bed and the pathway of your thoughts. I cover the edges where worry tries to slip in, and the memories that still sting, and the questions without answers. Under the shadow of my care, I release you from self-protection. I release you from vigilance you do not need. I release you from the trial that ended when truth was spoken here. I appoint peace as a guard at the doorway. I set clarity as a lamp for the next step. I send confusion away from your pillow. Let sleep come back as a gift and not a wage, as mercy and not a test. Now pray with me, simple and enough. I yield what I cannot control. I receive your protection. Give me clarity for the first step of morning and give me restored sleep without striving. I consent to be kept. I consent to be quieted. I consent to be carried as I close my eyes. I am safe enough to rest. Hear your permission. You are not failing if you fall asleep. You are obeying by resting after surrender. Turn your face to the pillow, loosen the jaw, lengthen the exhale. If you wake again, say this one line and return to quiet. I have done what I needed to do. I can rest now. Type, I will not return to fear. I return to rest. Like, subscribe, and share to place this practice in other homes. Support this ministry as you are led. 3:10. I am here. I am here. Sleep under covering and rise into a morning already rewritten. My child, let me meet you in the question that rises after the amen. But I have to function tomorrow. I know. I designed your body to require sleep. I wove restoration into your frame, not as a weakness in the design, but as a feature of it. I am not glorifying wakefulness or calling you to endurance theater. I am teaching discernment so the doorway does not become a trap. Clarity invites peace. Compulsion invites more noise. You are not proving anything by staying up, and you are not failing me if you fall asleep mid-prayer. I have heard the worry. I have heard it. I will carry you as you learn this rhythm. Here is how you know what is holy and what is harm. Holy invitation comes with steadiness. It narrows the focus. It speaks simply and then grows quiet. Anxiety spirals come with urgency. They scatter your attention. They accuse and demand and never let you land. Holy invitation says, this is enough for now. Place it with me. Anxiety says, do more, think faster, fix everything at once. Holy invitation returns you to breath and belonging. Anxiety drives you into self-protection and self-judgment. I did not design you for that. So decide on the path you take in the dark. If the thoughts are racing and multiplying, return to the body and to the 3 truths you spoke. Soften the jaw. Longer exhale. Whisper, before I produce, I belong. I will not be sustained by panic. I receive today's steps. Repeat them like a soft tide until the noise loses volume. If one clear burden repeats, one face, one task, one fear, name it in a single sentence, place it in the right room. Write one release or one instruction and put the paper down. Say, I have placed this in your keeping. If the body is agitated, heart fast, shoulders tight, ground yourself. Feel your feet where they rest, hand on chest, longer exhale, and pray simply, keep me, quiet me, cover me. Refuse the counterfeits at the edge of the bed. Doom scrolling is not comfort. Researching symptoms is not peace. Late night planning is control wearing a halo. Productive spirituality that stacks chapters and checklists is performance, not presence. Close the screen. Close the spreadsheet. Close the sermon you are tempted to preach to yourself. And hear my kindness. Imperfect practice counts. Fragments count. If you drift, drift inside my words. If you wake again, repeat the small liturgy. You are learning a new rhythm, and I am patient. If sleep will not come, move gently. Wrap yourself in a blanket. Keep the light low. Read one psalm or hold one sentence of truth, and refuse the urge to optimize the night. I will sustain you. I will multiply what remains. Choose clarity, not compulsion. I am here. I am here. My child, now watch what happens in the light because of what we did in the dark. These 10 minutes do not disappear when you close your eyes. They continue working like leaven through the dough of your morning. You are not waking into the same house. The doorway has set the direction, and the rooms receive you differently. Before you opened your eyes into dread, heart already sprinting, breath shallow, first words harsh. I am late, I am behind, I am already failing. You stumbled into reaction, grabbed the nearest urgency, snapped without wanting to, apologized late and lightly, and let the day drag you by the collar. Now you wake with orientation. The first inner voice is known and friendly. It says belonging before producing, provision before panic, daily steps before imaginary disasters. Your speech follows suit, steadier, fewer spikes, more yes that means yes and no, that protects peace. You are choosing, not being chased. Receive this. Rest is not only restorative, it is formative. The day takes shape around the first voice you agree with. The micro-liturgy you practiced at 3 o'clock does not merely soothe feelings. It trains reflexes. Your nervous system remembers the longer exhale and reaches for it before the inbox opens. Your mind recalls the 3 truths and refuses the counterfeit headline. Your will is already hinged to a single faithful step, so when decision points arrive, you do not negotiate with chaos. You return to what was chosen under covering. This is not willpower theater. This is design, rhythm replacing emergency, creation cadence overruling culture's siren. Expect certain fruits, small and specific, and let them count. Less reactivity when interruptions come. Clearer priorities that match your values. Less shame-driven rushing that makes you clumsy with yourself and others. More tenderness toward your own limits, toward the tired child, toward the coworker who is afraid and loud. Expect steadier pacing, more honest no, simpler yes, fewer apologies born of overpromising, more apologies offered promptly and cleanly when you miss. Expect the tone of your home to soften, the texture of your work to become more precise, the conversations to lose their hidden edge. You will catch yourself beginning to spiral and returning sooner. You will notice that decisions come from belonging rather than from the fear of being found out. Tie it back to who you are. You are learning to live from rhythm, not from emergency, from design, not from demand, from the identity I spoke over you, not the identity productivity tries to sell you. This is formation at the bone-deep level, where your mornings are no longer drafted by dread, but authored by truth you received in the hinge. Now testify, because testimony seals practice. Type in the comments the word that names your shift. Peace, clarity. I went back to sleep. I stopped spiraling. I chose one step. I spoke with gentleness. Let it be your declaration and your encouragement to another soul standing at the same doorway. Like, subscribe, and share so this rhythm enters more rooms that need it. Keep practicing the small liturgy, guard the 10 minutes like seed, and watch how the version of you who rises is slowly, surely retrained. I am here. Walk in the morning, your night prepared. My child, a transformed morning is not an accident. It is the fruit of a protected rhythm practiced in small, faithful moments. I built your life with cadence. There was evening and there was morning, patterned, not chaotic. Your nervous system learns through repetition. Your soul steadies when days rhyme with each other. So make this doorway a rhythm and not a roulette. Daily, prepare the night to serve the night. Keep a pen and small pad by your bed. Pre-write the 3 truths on a card where your half-awake eyes can find them. Before I produce, I belong. I will not be sustained by panic. I receive today's steps. Decide now what your one alignment action usually will be. A 3-line release, 1 sentence of instruction, or a first faithful step, and let it be your default so you are not inventing in the dark. If you do not wake at 3 a.m., practice the micro-liturgy for 2 minutes upon waking anyway. Rhythm trains you even when the doorway is quiet. Weekly, choose one evening to be gentled on purpose. Lower inputs after dinner, no doom cycles, no self-judgment spreadsheets, no caffeine disguised as productivity. Light is softer, voices are kinder, the body is cued toward rest. Tell someone in your home what you are protecting and ask them to guard it with you. Review the week's doorways briefly and celebrate imperfect faithfulness. Testimony seals practice. Seasonal. With each new month, adjust without shame. Busy stretches call for earlier wind downs. Grief seasons require more softness. Travel requires pre-decisions. Put your rhythm in the calendar. Protect it like seed. This is not legalism. This is wisdom. The world you live in measures worth by productivity, but you are not owned by output. Morning efficiency is not your God. Design is your guide. Peace is your provision. You are allowed to be a person who rests, who listens, who does not panic at thresholds. You are commissioned to carry calm into rooms that forgot it. Type in the comments, I will protect the rhythm. Type, before I produce, I belong. Like, subscribe, and share so this cadence enters more homes. Put the card by the bed. Set the gentle boundary. Practice the 10 minutes, like breathing. I am here. I am here. Walk in the morning, your night prepared.